Weather's live streaming service. Welcome to Force 13 Hurricane Management Exercise number 1. Great. The Force 13 master computer was created for hypothetical hurricane operations ahead of the 2017 season, and uses algorithms to determine storm activity over a year worldwide. Today, we will be simulating all complete Atlantic cyclone tracks that the master computer generated in the month of July of 1 year. Based on the algorithm, here is the probability of cyclone formation in various parts of the Atlantic for every 6-hour period during the month of July. So that's quite nice. In the exercise, you'll be overseeing 9 regions of Florida and their emergency management operations. Shortly, we'll detail all of those operations. Here are the 9 areas of Florida: Northeast Florida, East Florida, Southeast Florida, Miami-Dade, Monroe, Southwest Florida, Tampa Bay region, Central Panhandle, and Western Panhandle. Every action or inaction you commit in the simulator will impact your final score.
It is Eastern,
You will lose points to account for the cost of making preparations, but will get the difference back if the cost of preparations mitigates the storm's financial impacts. In short, it pays to prepare for all storms just as you would in the real world.
Yeah.
We will also give you points if what you did to prepare for the storm verifies as something that was needed, and deduct points for those that were not needed.
Yes.
Tropical storm watches are usually issued within 48 hours before the arrival of tropical
You
storm
guys
force
know what a
winds.
tropical storm watch
They will
is.
cost 1 point per advisory for each area. You will get 5 points in bonus for every correct watch issuance per advisory, and -5 for every incorrect watch. All bonuses and penalties are calculated after the storm, when it becomes clear whether that verified or not. Tropical storm warnings are usually issued 24 to 36 hours before the arrival of tropical storm force winds. There is issued 24 arrival of hurricane force winds, and will cost 2 points per advisory for each area, with 6 points bonuses and penalties. Somewhere along the line we'll see the hurricane warning. A hurricane warning is issued 24 to 36 hours before arrival of hurricane force winds, and will cost 10 points per advisory for each area, with 10 points of bonuses and penalties depending on how that fares. Alright, now the other ones. You can also declare an emergency in any area 72 hours before the arrival of tropical storm force winds by recommendation, and would cost 100 points per day. For the purposes of simplicity in this exercise, an emergency is defined as a storm that costs $100 million in damages or higher, and bonuses and penalties are attributed in accordance to that. Now that has changed as well. I've just made a few little changes on that one because it was penalising too much. So don't be afraid to declare an emergency if you think the governor would.
Florida man governor.
You can also call up the National Guard in any of these areas 60 hours before the arrival of tropical storm force winds recommended, and is based on similar standards to that of the emergency declaration. However, as you can see, there are slight price deviations across the state, and these costings recur daily. Alright. Evacuations are not to be taken lightly and can have significant economic impacts on parts of your state, especially if the evacuation turns out not to be warranted. Usually issued around 60 hours before the arrival of 50-knot winds to an area, and these are the quite large costings for each part of Florida. However, the bonuses are also pretty significant if the damages do exceed $50 million. These numbers are magnified further if you issue a mandatory evacuation for any of these areas, usually 36 hours before the arrival of 65-knot winds. Point is, though, if something hits the east coast of Florida as a Cat 4 or 5 or whatever, that's gonna if that's unmitigated, that will cost tens of billions of dollars, and that is effectively $1.5 billion there on that red zone. So you've mitigated the cost quite a lot, and you'll get a good score. Alright, I think there's just one more. Yep. The most severe action is to declare a major disaster, usually within 12 hours or during a major hurricane or flooding impact. The cost per day is as follows, and if damages exceed $1 billion, there will be significant bonuses.
Oh, wow.
Wow. As we've seen, there are lots of things to consider. The best advice is to act as if the situation was unfolding in the real world. One more thing, if you do issue warnings or declarations, don't forget to retract them when the threat has passed. Yes. Also, don't forget that there could be significant bonuses or penalties depending on the timeliness of your warnings. There is now a 3-minute window to ask questions before the exercise begins, and if you are having trouble processing all of that data during the exercise, there will be on-screen pop-ups showing you your options as well. Excellent.
Okay.
We're going to survive this.
So,
Yeah,
I do have a question.
I've got several questions.
Yes.
Question number 1, will we have access to wind radii data?
It will be shown on the forecast cones,
It will be, so we will know how large the storm is.
like the NHC at TS status.
Like the NHC, okay. We're not going to get wind probability graphics, we're just going to get the cone.
Yes, ma'am.
I figured as much,
Alright.
just wanted to make sure. Let's see here. The next one.
I have 2 questions here, real quick.
That's really the main one that I had.
Euxineta?
I'm gonna fail this because I.
Hold on.
Is alright.
Euxineta?
So the first question I have is once, like, because you say once the threat has passed, when typically would we retract the warnings, I guess?
When the
there's-
threat passes.
When there's no longer storm conditions.
yeah.
Okay.
The next one.
like
We
your
can only
question.
issue the watches and warnings for the entire region, correct? Not just parts of the region.
Right.
Yeah, for simplicity, it has to be the entire region, one of those 9.
Okay. I figured as much. Again, just want to make sure. So even if hurricane winds end up just barely grazing the region, you'd want to issue a hurricane warning for that.
Yes, you would, yeah. If a hurricane warning, if hurricane conditions reach any part of that region, you'd issue a hurricane warning.
Okay.
I
Okay.
actually have a question. So, do we know what the penalties are for, like, if we don't retract them at the right time? Or will we just not...
They will be somewhat significant. They're not huge penalties, but I don't think it's likely that many of you will retract too late.
Okay.
And here's another one as well. Because there's so many of us here, I think it's probably best to actually put down our decisions in text, if that's possible.
Okay.
Right.
Are we going to be able to see each other's decisions?
Do you think that's a problem?
I do think that's a problem. If this exercise is supposed to be done individually, unless the 12 of us are working as a team and we're all going to be graded together.
It is supposed to be individually, with you making your own decisions at each call.
Okay.
Alright. So do we type in exercise hub or
Yes.
TU?
Type in
So we-
exercise.
Will all this information that was just read to us be available?
Yes.
for another-
I made sure of that because it's a lot to process, and you'll see it all in it. You'll hear me on here in a moment saying that you've got 90 seconds per advisory, but that's wrong. You've got 60 seconds per advisory.
Crap.
Oh my
god.
Thank you.
Nathan's like timer check.
Honestly, it's not as tough as you might think. A potential tropical cyclone is forming in the Gulf of Mexico. You will
Dang
have
it, what?
90 seconds for 60. each advisory to make any decisions or changes. There we go. There's your first cone.
Wait, what?
Wait, no, oh god.
Alright, time to get the good old
Okay,
Sharpie out.
this cone is tiny on my screen.
Yeah.
Can you not see it well?
No,
can't see
not
it
at all.
well.
Not very well at all.
Oh, geez.
I think you're sharing 2 screens at the same time, and one of the screens are black.
What? No, it
Yeah.
does that because I don't know why it does that all the time. Do I need to
Does it
stop the
show-
clock?
Yeah, it's a bit small, but I
Stop
can
the
read
clock,
it.
yeah, but I think I need to know what to do.
I can't read it at all.
Yeah, because I
cannot read it.
cannot read the cone at all.
Okay, the first
Yeah.
dot's depression, second depression, then storm, storm, depression, depression, depression.
Okay, I don't.
I'll try and
Okay.
fix it for the next one.
You don't have any wind ready, guys, so
All right, so it goes depression, depression, storm, storm, depression, depression, depression.
Yep.
What?
Okay.
Time's up on that advisory.
Yep.
So no actions have been taken. I'm going to try and fix this before we get going again.
Yes,
So,
please.
Yeah, I would.
I'll go ahead and get full screen on this, and then I guess I'll just type.
you issue a
Yeah.
tropical depression
Use
launch.
my phone to type.
Jesus. Right, let's try full screen then. Let's see. Hopefully this is going to work.
I'm gonna issue a tropical depression launch.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it's much better now.
That's much
There we
better.
go.
For you?
Can't
All right.
can't see yet.
June.
Come on.
It's good. That's good. Yeah,
Jesus.
much better.
It takes a while. You
Oh,
probably
you could have
probably
been in a
need to
Zoom
exit
conference
and
right
then
now.
re-enter.
I still can't see a thing.
The
Not
way.
working for you?
I'm just getting the
Yeah.
blue squares of death right now.
Let's
Oh,
try
it's
it
working
again.
good for me.
I'll try it again.
Well, it was working
well
fine for me.
Same.
It's got
Yeah,
to
you
work
might need-
for everyone.
you might-
Watch
you
it
might-
not work for anyone but Devon now.
I think it's
Full
probably
13
I've got it.
Python
I've
simulator.
got it. I've got it.
Okay.
there. It is.
got
Everyone
it.
got it?
Yeah, I
Cool.
I can see it.
Alright, TD1, what are you doing in July?
Okay.
Oh,
You broke the early season streak. How dare you?
I'm sorry. I didn't even see the text. There have been some watches issued.
Crap.
For Region 9, excellent. Okay, just putting this all in. I'll do this better this next time coming up. So,
Alright.
all right, that's 3 watches there. Here we go. There's the next cone. Alright.
Even though our truck was.
Why Strat in the general call?
Get out, Strat.
And just to declutter, if you're gonna do nothing, just leave it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Only post if you're gonna issue
Okay.
something.
All right.
Which makes it
I'm
easier.
not gonna say anything.
All right, so we have 6 people with Tropical Storm watches out right now for Region 9. Time's almost up. Tropical Storm Aaron has formed and has winds of 40 miles per hour, 28.9 north, 88.5 west. Moving west-northwest at 5 miles per hour.
Oh crap. Let me have full screen. I'm gonna go with.
Honestly, I mean, the thing's literally shifting westward, so yeah, I'm just gonna casually retract the tropical storm launch.
Hmm.
I'm not too confident.
Yes, Luke?
I'm not confident in all of the decisions I'm making, so that's a good sign.
I've done nothing so far, and I feel pretty confident still, so
Same.
maybe that will change.
I gave a tropical
I'm
storm
gonna
launch
wait
and
for
just
next
casually
slide
retract it.
to decide, because I'm a bit unsure. And
Guys,
plus,
now I'm gonna casually declare mandatory evacuation for Region 9. Oh, yep, I'm gonna keep that
45 miles
retracted.
an hour, 29 degrees north, 88.9 west, moving west-northwest at 10 miles an hour.
Just FYI, good luck, Nelson.
Nelly!
Nathan just wants to kill me.
I won't.
No, we said I don't have to worry about else. I'm like on the where the BLC media player thingy is at right now.
You cancelled that TS warning. Is it still a watch or is it gone completely?
Gone completely.
Okay.
Because I noticed that the wind field was more going on the northeast side of the storm, so that's why I issued the warning. And then the storm turned west, so...
Well, I casually
This
had
is
my
a
little
tiny storm.
had to watch like one advisory.
Esh tiny.
Baby.
Tropical storm warning for NOLA.
It would be, I'm pretty sure. 50 miles an hour, 29.2 north, 89.7 west, moving west-northwest at 2 miles per hour.
Ooh, I'll be able to see the eye in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Well...
I feel bad for whoever issued a TS watch or a TS one.
Stop typing, do nothing.
Oh yeah.
I swear, if anyone has any tropical storm watches for advisory 5, do nothing.
Watch for to leap out of nowhere.
Florida survives this time.
So Luke,
Florida
you've done
American.
nothing so far, right?
I've done
Florida
nothing
American
at all.
casually live
I'm
on and
very
just...
happy. I'm very happy with myself right now. Because, I mean, if I was in charge of Louisiana, I would issue a TS watch and a TS warning and have a
Well, naturally.
Florida man suffers yet another sufferable law.
Advisory 6. It's now got 60 mile an hour winds.
Wait, didn't mean landfall, should only weaken the...
Moving northwest at 3 miles an hour. It's over very wet lands, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay, this thing... Okay, I'm getting... it better not go on the eastern side, because I have to issue...
I think I'm not gonna do anything just yet, but I am gonna keep an eye on the storm.
Okay.
My main worry is that when it's planned that some TS winds end up.
I swear the brown ocean effect better not happen.
I just realised I didn't record most of what just happened, so we're back recording again. Oh well, it'll be a highlights section. So, if you've just joined us, there was some tropical storm watches and one tropical storm warning earlier, and I think they're all gone now.
Yeah, my main worry is just that some.
Don't worry.
Florida
I'm
man is
actually
casually
recording
baking.
everything.
Oh good. 7 people haven't issued any watches or warnings so far. Here we are, advisory 7, 60 miles an hour, 29.5 north, 89.9 west, moving north at 8 miles per hour.
This is your tropical weather bulletin for Aaron.
No, I hope this
I swear to God, if nothing else forms and I get a -1, I'm gonna be furious.
Plot twist, the computer generates something that becomes like a Cat 5 MLE situation.
NMP.
Ooh, I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but I might issue stuff.
type it if you're gonna issue something. Not issuing anything here.
Not right now, though. I'd have to wait a minute.
Nelson,
Aaron is
how similar is this to NWS chat right now?
Aaron's just your average July Felicia.
I would ask Parker, but you know.
Advisory 8,
Ooh.
60
Wait,
miles
what
an
the-
hour,
okay,
moving east
okay.
northeast at 13 miles per hour.
What is this, the brown ocean effect?
It's over Lake Pontchartrain right now.
Strengthening.
No, that's something
Using all that hot 12-foot deep lake water.
So
Absolutely.
how far away is the third dot?
How far
That
away?
Is that 36 hours
12
out?
hours.
Yeah, these are 12-hour dots now.
Okay, so 36 hours.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Just casually sit there doing nothing.
Yep.
Oh, I think.
This thing believes in the brown ocean effect, and I'm a little worried.
The fact that it's been stalling over NOLI for so long.
Please.
It's still sick. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna cash.
Okay. Crikey.
I'm upgrading a watch.
Preston, I like
parentheses
how-
means 9.
Yeah.
Preston, I just like how you instantly go from melting to TS4.
No, I'm not gonna shoot.
Okay, this thing is still surprisingly 60 miles an hour, so
It's close enough to the water.
I know. Wait, basically pulling what Harvey did back in 2017, it like pretty much went back and kind of strengthened a little bit again before making then its third landfall.
Giving me Allison vibes.
Ah yes, Allison, 2001.
So can we ask a question to Nathan?
Yeah, in a minute, because I've not logged your scores in time. You've done so many just there. Go on.
If we declare an emergency, that's only for Florida, right? Only for Florida.
It's for each region within Florida. There we go.
Blown the jets out of NAS Pensacola, because that will make a massive.
Man, you guys are confusing me. Nelson, you just confused me.
I'm trying to
Well,
be as specific as
I mean,
possible.
each fighter jet parked at NAS Pensacola is
No,
worth
with what
$22
you
million.
wrote.
Oh, that's true.
Wait,
I just got confused by that, gee whiz. Right. I think we're up to speed. Here we go.
Hope so.
Next advisory. Advisory 10, 50 miles an hour, 30.7 north, 87.1 west, moving
Perfect,
northeast at
it's
25
verified.
miles per hour.
Oh god, I might want to declare something for Zone 8.
No, not yet.
Deidrius, I don't know whether that's a watch or a warning that you've given me.
Wait a minute, I don't know if it's 60.
There you go.
There we go. I'm trying to make this as
God, where are the
specific as
notes?
possible for you.
Oh my god. I can't keep up with this.
Just to yourself.
Wait a minute, is 60 mile per hour able to cause $50 million winds?
I'm still not ready yet.
Well, there was a Melda.
But so that caused flooding. That's a different thing. I mean,
Um,
Alberto caused one.
Elliot, do you... Oh, I'm sorry, no.
Wait, do we have to-
Disregard.
Say continue?
Sorry?
Do we have to continue? Say that if whether we want to continue the warning into a new one?
It'll be assumed. It's just
Yeah, only post if you're making a change.
Oh, okay.
Alright,
Okay.
Sorry.
That includes lifting warnings.
right.
Because I'm hopelessly far behind right now.
So 48 minutes, huh, Nathan?
Yep, 48 minutes,
This is
huh,
gonna take
Nelson?
something like 2 hours.
Oh, God.
You all signed up for this.
Alright,
You
we're
all
ready to go.
We're supposed to sign up knowing this was going to take a bit.
40 miles an hour, 31.9 north, 85.8
What the?
west.
Wait, what? This is completely exited with the cone.
I don't care.
What? The? That
Okay.
just that didn't even follow the cone.
I think everyone has killed all the warnings.
Well, the thing is, it did just literally exit the cone of uncertainty.
Could someone post a message if you haven't got rid of your warnings?
Nathan, are we
If you haven't gotten out,
Are we what?
I lost my question.
Oh.
Sorry.
So
Yep, I knew it was
assume everyone has got rid of their warnings.
I think so.
And I've been wondering why 2 people have left their scores blank because they're not here. So, okay. Tropical Depression 2 has formed
What?
near the Windward
Depression
Islands.
2 has formed. Nice.
Oh gosh.
Alright, let's see where you are this time. I'm doing nothing.
Yeah, nothing for me here also.
Why is it there?
What if we have to pee?
It's supposed to be a Felicia as it is.
I think nothing.
I'm like, unless this pulls a Dorian, this is gonna be Felicia.
Yeah.
Shall I fast forward? We'll
Yeah.
fast
Yeah.
forward a bit.
It is kind of similar, because if you think about it, Dorian's first cone had it pretty much barely being alive after hitting the Caribbean islands.
Don't forget, we are looking at every system that formed in July.
Oh,
From the
that makes a
computer.
lot more sense. Oh,
Yeah,
Are we
I do
skipping
nothing.
this one as well? Yep.
Nope, nothing.
Okay, let's keep going.
I have no reason to do anything at the moment, so...
It's nowhere near Florida.
Oh, well.
No, this is now just supposed to be a Felicia depression now, so, I mean...
Looks like it. Are we going to keep going? Yep.
Sure, this becomes Cap Horror.
This is where we're getting the time back,
Guys,
Nelson.
I'm declaring a mandatory evacuation from Florida because
Are
of this
you?
rogue depression.
Really? You lose lots of
I'm
points.
kidding. Wait, what? Dude, you have a job.
That
The number 2 tends to
Very
be
depressing.
staying in depression the longest.
Sad computer. So,
Like, 2 tends to be the depression the most.
and it died.
Oh boy.
Now, I've not even... This one was so poor that I didn't even program it properly, so we're going to completely go over, get on beyond that one, because I've still left the old ones there. Let's just keep going.
So the Tropical Depression 2 is basically Tropical Depression 3 as well.
We're going to take a short break now. Let's see what else July has to offer after this. Force 13 has launched a merch store where you can support our project even more by showing our colours, just like this shirt I'm wearing. Or if the weather gets a bit colder, maybe this hoodie as well, of course. And of course, they go in all kinds of different varying colours. Or even pillows. I love a good pillow fight. Or even these amazing hurricane-themed phone cases. Or how about a drink out of this Force 13 mug? So you can find the wonders of Force 13's merch store online at store.force13.com. Ah! Oh! Who did that? In a moment, we'll return to the Force 13 team, who are currently undergoing an emergency management exercise. Don't forget that none of the storms you see on that exercise are real. We've got to put out that disclaimer. After that, we've got Guess the Storm at 6 PM Eastern, followed by the latest hurricane season predictions from us at 7 before we reach the start of Atlantic hurricane season. Universal clock, that's 8. Depression 4 was so bad it didn't even warrant a cone. So we're now on Tropical Depression 5.
Well, then what happened to Tropical Depression 3?
Tropical Depression 3 died after 3 advisories in the Eastern Atlantic, and TD4 died after about 10 advisories in the Eastern Atlantic. And now it's TD5.
Right.
Are you ready for TD5?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
God.
ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Fine.
That actually...
Oh,
Oh,
Okay, here
Okay.
He's got it again.
Well, this
Time
just...
for sexy time.
Getting
I mean, there's no
This
reason.
Okay,
reminds
it's gonna get
me-
shrimp.
Said Emily version 2.
This reminds me of Michael.
I mean,
It
there's
is
no
giving
reason to
bad
do
vibes.
anything. There's no reason to do anything.
I'm not doing anything at the moment.
Because it's 7. There's not. This is 120 hours out, and even then, it's barely even making landfall.
It's further east than Michael, also.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Now it's gonna rapidly intensify.
Is it?
Ethan, shut.
I hope
Don't
not.
cast. Do not do cast here.
What's the meaning?
Alright, so no one's taken any action.
Wait, Nathan, can we penalize Ethan for doomcasting?
No.
Oh my.
Oh, God.
Outrageous.
This was a tough one.
Nelson's gonna get shrimped.
It's still 72 to 96 hours before anything happens.
Nelson, you're right. Nathan does want to kill you.
The computer wants to kill him. Shall we
Oh,
skip
yes,
this?
it's always the computer. It's always the computer's fault, isn't it?
Everyone happy not to take any action?
No action.
Yes.
I feel like
Okay.
this is gonna keep shifting.
You're gonna get a lot of penalties.
Keep
Florida
on
man will casually continue doing weird stuff, and yeah.
No,
that's
it
good.
didn't.
That's a good.
Well,
I'm not
It's
saying
still it's still 96 to 120 hours out. I'm not doing anything.
it's still stalling.
It's in the cone.
You want to know what you want?
Huh?
Hi, Camille.
Yes.
Camille vibes intensify.
Shall we fast forward?
Yes,
Yep.
I want a Camille.
Oh, here's the next one.
No, they just casually remove the hurricane head.
I'm not taking any action.
Not
Get
yet,
tough acting,
but
tin acting.
I don't like this.
Oh no. Dear.
It's concerning, but not yet.
It's still only 20
Every
miles an
point
hour.
is 24 hours, and we still got a couple days to go.
Oh, it's 12 hours and then we get.
Yeah, it's the classic format: 12 hour, 24, 36, 48, 72,
Wow.
96.
Don't help them. If they can't read the map, they can't make decisions.
Yeah, actually, it does have a key.
I was
It does have a
because I said earlier
options.
that all the points are 24 hours, so I'm
It
like,
does say the day
okay.
that-
Now I'm okay.
I would like. Is everyone okay with no action?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
This thing likes to keep shifting.
Yeah, it's not moving so quick.
Wait, the maximum sustained winds are 20 miles
20
per hour.
miles
yet
an
it's the
hour.
Yeah.
Wait,
Just moving
it's got
at
maximum
20
sustained
miles
winds of
per
20
hour.
miles an hour. This thing is dead.
No.
Just completely goes away.
It's just moving at northeast at 9
Everyone
miles
watches
per
this
It
hour.
should not be alive. It's 20
But the
miles an
GFS
hour.
wants it to be a Cat 5.
This thing is not even a tropical
250
depression.
hours.
Yeah.
20 miles per hour.
Are we gonna go? Keep going?
This isn't even a storm. This is a remnant of 5 at this point.
No.
Oh no. Oh,
It's
no.
still got winds of 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I think it was 20 miles an hour from the start.
And then you're
actually.
gonna see it veer toward. And then you're gonna see the cone veer toward Florida at the last minute.
Does
Explain to me.
Does Region 1 include the Keys?
Yes, it's primarily the Keys, the whole of Monroe County, which is the Keys.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
Wait,
friend.
but-
my friend-
Okay, so
not
you're gonna
doing
take
anything,
the whole keys as
And
one.
this is actually Advisory 6, if I'm not mistaken, because I've kept forgetting to update that bloody thing.
For all we know, this thing hasn't even gotten past 20 miles an hour yet. This thing's got a long way to go before it becomes an actual tropical storm, and at this rate, I don't even see it becoming one.
Yeah, my friend is from one of the southernmost islands. I mean, houses in Key West. So, that would be.
I think it wouldn't be strong enough. Like, I don't know how big the system is.
Ooh, 25! 25!
Okay, it's got 25 mile an hour winds now.
I am.
It's still far from being a tropical storm.
This
think
thing
that's
hasn't
it.
moved as well. It's literally been in the same
It's right
place
next
for
to
a while.
Adam's house.
What's interesting is
Oh no!
I feel like Nathan programmed the computer to know the locations of people.
Ethan?
Nope, completely random.
Strat wants to spectate.
No, he's not gonna.
Hashtag ban stretch.
I like how this storm keeps having Advisory 4.
I know, I kept forgetting to update it. The next, it updates when we get to 8, so hopefully the next one's 8, otherwise.
The fact that we get cones on this when this is not even a tropical
I have a
depression
feeling that
sustained
you're probably
system.
going to forget regardless.
Here we go. Next
Like,
advisory.
can we not get advisories
Eight.
for when this? Okay, now it's
There it
finally
is.
a tropical depression.
You can have a tropical depression at any wind speed, you know.
intriguing.
Not doing anything just yet, still. But it looks like it still will hit. Word up.
Not issuing any watches yet.
We're still unsure of the wind
Watch
field.
it just veer off to Texas.
God
I
save
don't know.
Strat, I'm trying to do this.
Damn it, Strat. Clean your room, Strat.
Get off my set.
Are you
Get
guys
off
gonna
my-
miss watch?
No.
Okay.
Alright, let's see.
Hey,
Once
Luke,
this becomes a
stop
tropical
pointing out
storm,
when they
we will
forget
see how
something.
the wind speed is, the wind radii is, and then we can make a decision based on that.
Here we go.
A couple of people put up TS watches, and I don't want to
Advisory 9.
Mhm, Number 9,
take
yes.
anything away yet.
Missed it again.
Hmm.
I got better the more cones I made.
Still doing nothing at the moment.
You can see that one
I like-
tiny little tip there is in the 3-day cone.
So that's 72 hours.
No changes?
No changes.
Okay,
No.
let's move on.
It's gonna be a tropical storm next.
What the hell is going to become a tropical storm?
Oh, not now.
It weakened.
Oh, I might actually get the remnants of it.
I don't want
Advisory 10.
Remember, FCX, Maryland is non-existent in this simulation.
That's lovely.
Neither is Ohio, to be fair.
Probably for the best, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna absolutely lose it if this thing just dissipates before it becomes a tropical storm.
We pull the nester.
That'll test you.
Nestor would have wanted this.
Oh wow, Preston's going all out.
to.
Yeah.
It's been pretty steady. It's been pretty steady.
What?
At this point, like, given the cone, this is gonna be like a weak to moderate tropical storm at the best for Florida at the moment.
Here's the next one.
That's so
Straighten
Well,
again.
it's 35
It's still a
miles per hour
depression,
again.
so like at this moment I see like a 60, 65 at the most for
Can
it's slightly
Nathan-
depression.
Nathan, can you tell
Watch
us
it
how
go through
strong?
whatever
How
the
strong?
closest thing is.
Can you tell us how strong the NHC has it at the 5th dot, or is that?
Yeah,
not-
50 miles an hour.
50 miles per hour there. Okay.
I'm still not declaring anything at the moment.
I'm not gonna declare. I'm not gonna declare anything until I see wind radii data.
And like anything, like even then, look, an emergency is only expected to happen if damage expectations over $100 million here. $50 million is, I mean, 50 mile per hour winds.
It can
If
do
that's
it.
the case, it's probably not gonna.
Easily do 100
Feel
million
the
in
pressure.
damages.
I mean, this ain't a Melda though. This is moving at a pretty quick pace once it gets
Still,
inland.
Well, the
It can
speed
still
doesn't
do it.
exactly matter. It's the Gulf Coast is pretty sensitive to storm surge.
Especially the Big Bend region, which would
Yes.
probably get a pretty considerable amount of storm surge considering the
But as
angle.
of right now, I still have no wind radii or anything like that, so I really can't make
Exactly.
a decision based on that at the moment.
I'm probably gonna declare.
No changes?
No changes.
Alright.
I still hope this becomes a Felicia so that I can all watch you cry in tears while I.
How is
Okay,
it
maybe.
still depression?
This thing
I'm
weakened.
gonna lose it if this thing dissipates before.
This weekend.
That would be me being the big troll right there, eh?
I hate this thing so much.
No,
I really
you.
hate it.
No
I'm
action.
still doing nothing because the thing weakened. Now this is barely a depression.
And I must say, this is quite fascinating.
No
I bet
action.
it's gonna rapidly intensify.
I bet it's not.
I haven't done anything yet, though. I'm still waiting.
Wait, is that?
I'm just watching you all just issue random watches in emergencies.
I retract my. I retract.
It's like back when we had Joaquin the threats over here. Like everyone started freaking out with an emergency and all that happy stuff, and then it just went out to sea and all we got was the flooding that we had before.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, it straightened back to 35 miles an hour.
Alright.
I'm still doing nothing because clearly this thing has been fluctuating between 30 and 35. Once the thing actually becomes a tropical storm, I'll fire up the warnings, but until then,
I'm still holding off on the warnings.
because this thing was supposed to be a tropical storm a while ago in the first cone.
Well, still, it's on the verge, probably.
The wind field could be interesting though.
I swear, if this thing falls out to be like an 800-mile wind field.
Oh
And it
god.
just pulls an Ike and just gets massive.
I wouldn't expect anything too extravagant, honestly.
Well, you gotta realize your
Nathan.
best computer has.
Nathan,
What?
Nathan,
There it is.
very angry face.
There it
Okay.
is.
Nathan, very angry face. This
Oh,
is in
What
August.
the hell?
You said we
What
were only
happened
doing
there?
July.
I have no idea.
Welcome to Microsoft Office.
Alright, I'm just issuing a TS watch for Area 9 only.
Devin, why are you angry?
Why was I in? Oh yeah, August 1st.
Yes.
Wait.
Grrr, that means we're gonna have to do this storm again next time.
No, we won't be doing it again.
Oh, wait, Nathan, I have a question. Would the TS watch still be going on even though we declare a TS warning for that area?
A warning would supersede a watch.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Plot twist, it pulls a Nestor and becomes a post-tropical after that.
Well, it's
Just a minute.
August.
Not
I
caught
would
up yet.
expect
Right, what's
The
going
Nestor
on
bias
here?
ensues.
Oh, fallen so far behind. You guys did so much in that advisory.
I love how many people had already put like watches and warnings out before, like for the Key West area.
Nathan, you think this is a lot?
Well,
just
the
to
cone was the cone was having the storm graze the Keys in 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, without knowing any model guidance,
It wasn't. It didn't even
it's not
exactly hit
unreasonable.
the islands though.
I know it didn't come. I know it didn't
And
come
this thing was only
close,
20
but-
miles an hour at the time, so I'm like, this is gonna take a little bit to straighten
but you
actually
had
do a
to-
drop.
But it was in the cone. If
I'm
it went
working
on the
hard.
eastern, if
But
it went on the
thinks that
eastern edge
generating
of the
20 mile
cone,
per
it was
hour
a
storms
tropical.
is okay. So I mean,
If it, but here's the thing: if it
tropical
went on
low
the
tide,
eastern edge of the
Australia now.
cone, if it went on the
Ready.
eastern edge of the cone and it was a tropical storm at the time, it would have brought tropical storm force conditions to the Keys.
okay, I'll be
So,
generous
yeah,
and I'm.
You're being generous and giving a TS warning. You should have already given a TS warning the second week.
Given that it was
Why did I put YE?
What? Oh.
What are you expecting? What was it expecting?
Oh crap! Why did I put that? Crap!
What's the NHG expecting for landfall?
Why did you do that? NHC are expecting 45 landfall.
Okay, then I see no reason.
Okay, we survived, and now the thing is gonna die.
Yep, moving inland.
Die.
Continue that.
It's literally moving north at 21 miles an hour. This thing is a speed boy, so I'm really not. I'm not regretting the fact that I retracted the lovely.
I probably should have issued a voluntary evacuation.
It's just Florida has seen so many tropical storms before, though.
Well,
It was barely.
That doesn't
Voluntary-
mean that people are.
And voluntary evacuation is for 50 knot winds. This isn't even 50 miles an hour for crying out loud.
no, voluntary evacuations for 50 knot winds or just 60 miles per hour.
So yeah, the voluntary action was needed.
Right.
No,
Oh,
not
that's
even
when
needed.
it's usually done, but if the damage expectation is over 50,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's 50 knot winds. And you've got Santa Rosa
No,
Island,
the thing's moving at 21 miles an hour. I'm really not.
Beach,
even-
Next
Destin.
advisory.
But wouldn't that cause more storm
Alright.
surge because it's humid?
Alright, screw the storm. I'm retracting everything now.
What a great discussion.
I'm just happy I didn't put a watch for Area 8. Or the key.
Yeah, I don't get why people put a watch near 8, but okay.
Yeah, I know. Me neither.
Well, I get why.
Because it's a completely arbitrary game, and the computer could have had a shift to the east.
Tornado warning for
I can
Also,
see
What
why
are you talking about?
I can see why people have
Outrageous.
to watch for Area 8. Because we don't know
You
how.
can't issue tornado warnings.
Yes, I can.
Tornado.
Don't worry, you'll get no penalty.
Last I checked, the National Weather Service does not.
Yes, emergency Montgomery.
Wait a minute. There's nothing about.
Tornado emergency.
Damn it. God damn it.
Storm surge warning for Eastern Florida.
Oh my god. I really shouldn't have said that there would be no penalty.
Well, there was nothing about storm surge, so I catch you on a storm surge warning.
Hey, you never know.
Winter storm watch northeast Maine. No more.
In July.
Why?
In August.
I really should have said that there would be a penalty for that.
Well, it looks like I might get the remnant. It does look like I'm
I
getting the
opened
remnants of
up-
it.
I opened up
Tina's
the
gonna fit me as the
floodgate.
remnants.
You really
I
did.
opened up the floodgate.
Cold front, Fitzgerald all did.
I was gonna issue.
Well, that was
Special
fun.
weather
I think that's
for
pretty
Eastern
good.
Tennessee.
Contrary to what that page said, we won't be waiting an hour for those results, but we will be waiting a few minutes. It said an hour at the time when we did the exercise on the pre-record, because it took that long to calculate the goddamn results. We'll be back in a few minutes with those results. Check out our new look cyclone tracker on the Force 13 website for the latest up-to-date information. You can also find us, of course, on our YouTube channel, search Force 13, and also on Facebook and Twitter, Force 13 at Force 13 on Twitter for the latest updates. You can also help the project become even better by becoming an Ultimate Fan on YouTube. To see the full list of Ultimate Fan benefits and to join, visit youtube.com/Force13/join. With a special thanks to our top supporters this month. Check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colours wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description. Here are the scores for Tropical Storm Aaron. The highest possible score is 94.
Oh god.
Our lab rats got scores ranging from -8 to -28.
Oh, fun.
The worst performer tonight in the exercise was Nelson with -37. Elliot got Euxinator -21. Oh, I missed out Ethan, sorry. Ethan -22. FCX -20. Justin -18. Gidrius -16. Preston -12. And at the top is Devon with -7.
How
Devin,
the
get the
hell?
heck out of here.
Silver. I don't really care anymore.
Yep.
GT. How?
Probably cost $100 million in damage.
I didn't declare an emergency.
If unmitigated, the storm would have cost $155 million in damages.
In Florida?
Yep. If you issued no
Dang
watches
it.
or warnings at all, that would have been the price tag. Right, we've got our scores. Cesar was the worst person before we did the exercise, the lab rat.
Oh no.
He got a score of -99.
Rip.
Who did worse?
Ethan did the worst out of our exercise participants today with -1,295. Preston wasn't far behind. Preston wasn't far behind with -1,209.
Hey, I
Oh
did
my
better than
god.
you.
The third worst person was Devon with minus 42.
Oh wow.
God.
Then it was a tie between FCX and MJO, both at minus 20.
I'll take minus 20.
And then another tie, actually. Elliot, Luke, and Nelson at minus 12. And the best score is also a three-way tie. Gidrius, Justin, and Euxinator all at minus 7.
Oh wow.
Whoa! Let's go!
What was the best score out of the lab rats?
Tim with plus 12.
Oh, Tim.
When Strat played, he got minus 13.
Okay, I did better with Strat.
40 total, so I mean.
I think
Okay.
many lives.
So there we
Note
go.
to self, deploy the National Guard and stick with it.
I can tell you one thing for sure. August is going to be better. You'll enjoy that one a lot more.
How did they get minus 1,229?
Nothing.